What up? What up? Let's see. And over there. Oh, maybe I should put this. I need like a little place to put this thing so it's a little higher. Maybe that'll be good. Is that a decent? Is that a decent view? Maybe like there. Can never quite nail it. What's up, Anthony? What's going on? I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'm actually really tired. I probably shouldn't be streaming. But such is life. Let me put some music on in the background. I forgot. I always forget. Guess I could just Bluetooth it instead of getting the thing out. Let's just Bluetooth it. Oh, if I Bluetooth, then I can't use my... No, fuck it. Use the tooth. I have a technology thing I want to test as well that I'll get to after I get breakfast going. It's kind of late for breakfast. Oh. Listen to this in the background. Hopefully that's a decent volume where it fills in the dead space but doesn't give me a whatever. A nasty letter from Twitch or whatever. Yeah, the groceries just came. Otherwise, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't gonna be awake. Like, I was rocked out. You guys want to see what we got for groceries? Is that content? All right, here's some Thousand Island dressing, and I think I can make the lighting a little better too. Just a sec. We'll fill the room up a little bit more. Oh, am I on this mic? Tap, tap. Yeah, it was a long day. I'm wiped out. Okay, let's see here. Groceries. What do we get for groceries? What do white people in Japan get for groceries? This is a yakisoba packet. So that's one thing. I already put away toilet paper and paper towels that we got. This is Thousand Island salad dressing. These are cans of tuna that Katie uses for her lunch. I think this just goes here. I'm not totally sure where she keeps that anymore. And we have like a dressing area. I'm just gonna throw this in the fridge because I'm gonna use it probably later. Let's see what else we got. All this stuff is fridge stuff. Where did the fridge stuff go? I think this is the fridge stuff. This is hachimitsu. This is honey, and specifically honey from Canada, because you got to get the good shits. And it's gonna go up here with our other honey. It's getting out of control. This is arrabbiata, which is like, I guess, a pasta sauce Katie uses for something. I'm not sure. These are tofu cubes, like fried tofu, thick fried tofu cubes. I hope there's nothing embarrassing in here. I didn't put the order in here. I don't know what embarrassing things you can get from the grocery store. This is Hachimitsu yogurt. That's kind of cool. Check out this cow and bee combination. This is new. I haven't seen this before. Like new to us. I don't know if it's like new. These are little fruit cups that I enjoy. This is peach, like gelatin things. This one's mikan. This one is nata de coco yogurt. This is anandofu mango. This is mango pudding. I don't really like these much. I need to tell her these aren't my favorite. And this is a mixed jelly set with different fruits in it. Usually I have like these things with my desserts in the evenings if I have a dessert. Good morning, clones. This is another thing of yogurt. I'm not sure what all the yogurts are for. I don't really notice Katie eating them very much. This is just apple juice. Okay, a bunch of mini tomatoes, which I eat I eat a lot of these. Like, maybe it's because, I think they're not that expensive, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. We almost always get them delivered when Katie is here. This feels like cabbage, but it's lettuce, a head of lettuce in a bag, in a bag, in a bag. Period. If I'm by myself, I just go and buy the groceries because I don't understand how to use the website. These are cutie, so Japanese cucumbers for fishing for kappa. Katie's got a bag of cabbage here. Yeah, we usually almost always get them delivered. We didn't get them delivered during COVID because it was like hard to get a appointment. And we kind of felt like we should let old people, or people who are susceptible to dying, use that service, and we'll just go to the grocery store. So that was the thing then. But 3 heads? Is it a head of onion? 3 nards of onions. Bananas. Fatima, hello. Are American groceries less expensive? I don't know how to answer that question because I haven't lived in America since 2010. But my suspicion is the answer to that is it depends. That would be my suspicion. Bulbs of onions? Not sure. Do we trust them to pick out good produce? Oh, that's a good question. Sorry, I didn't read the whole question. We don't really get stuff like that. The produce, I guess. Yeah, I mean, they don't sell shitty stuff in grocery stores in Japan. You know what I'm saying? Because not like, if the bananas are in bad shape, they get discounted and put someplace else, or I don't know, they probably throw them away. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it's even something you even think about. I don't even really look at them that much when I go. I just grab whatever and move. Two things of bread. We eat a lot of bread. And I'm just going to freeze one of them because it's fine. Because we have a lot of bread. And, ooh, the final thing, this should have gone away earlier. Apparently, Katie got me a big suika bar. No complaints there. We actually have an ice cream drawer in the freezer. It's just nothing but ice cream. Sorry about the bag sounds. Okay. All right, now I can eat. It's like basically breakfast, lunchtime. Dishwasher. It's actually still kind of cold today. We go to grocery stores. Overall, things are cheaper. Someplace. Yeah, that's. I mean, I really think it depends. When we moved here, we felt like it was expensive, but everything in America has gotten really expensive in the last decade and a half, and everything in Japan has gotten only a little bit more expensive. And then the yen and whatever, it makes it difficult to answer. You're making breakfast, yeah, but you're multiple time zones over. I'm running a little slow today. All right, today's mood is this kitty. That is the mood of the day. Each one of these bags has a different kitty. So you got to figure out, okay, that's what I'm going to be doing today. That's my vibe. What are you making for breakfast? I'm pretty hungry, so I think we're going to have an egg with breakfast. Oh, we didn't get any eggs. maybe they didn't have any. Sometimes that's the one problem with grocery delivery is sometimes they just don't have things that you kind of know they have there. Like there's eggs at that store, but they'll be like, whoops, we didn't have any eggs today. We never figured out why that happens. We're gonna need one of these. Eggs and coffee. How do you do your eggs? Let's see, go on there. Getting a dish for the egg, this, and a knife. Oh shit, I didn't make my toast. Hamburgers. Whew. Yeah, I'm still wiped, man. Omelet with cheese? Oh man, that sounds like professional egg making. I guess I prefer the delivery. But when I go to the store, I'll end up buying things. I think I end up buying more if I go to the store, like I spend more money. But I also feel like, it does give me the opportunity to pick new things that I otherwise may not. Such as, like I went into a grocery store a couple days ago to pick up some stuff. I've been making vegetables a lot for my dinners. And I was like, I'm gonna buy a stick of gobel. And I bought a stick of gobel and I've been cutting it up and putting it in my vegetables at night. And I wouldn't have done that otherwise. So I feel like it has its advantages in the sense of like discovery. How do you open this? Some sort of wizard. What the fuck? We put this like plastic on here that's like, there's no like starting point, you know? Mastered it. Delivery was cheap. I don't think we pay for the delivery. I think it's free, which that's crazy, right? Like that there's no fee for that. You have to order over a certain number of groceries, but basically what Katie does to do that is spaces out like expendables, if that makes sense. Like expensive things like dish detergent or whatever, or laundry detergent, or paper towels, that kind of thing that like pushes it over the limit. And then the delivery is free. Or like, you know, just food that isn't going to expire. Like if you need to push it over the edge, just buy a bunch of like curry rice packets or whatever. Those things last forever. JD in the fridge. What is JD? I need that. Oh, is there alcohol in the fridge? Why is it in the fridge? Is that where you put it? Oh, I think it's hot sauce or barbecue sauce. I don't know why the alcohol guys got into the game for barbecue sauce. I don't understand the connection there, but whatever. I don't want to go on record being a Tabasco enjoyer, but the green Tabasco is actually all right. Put that shiz on the eggs. Yeah, like it's like barbecue sauce somebody gave us. Yeah, the green Tabasco is good. The other stuff is trash, but I don't know. I don't understand why people eat the other stuff. It doesn't even make sense. It's like so bad. Just like the standard Tabasco. Did it used to be good and like they shrinkflated themselves into making garbage and nobody noticed? I don't understand. Maybe it could be used as an ingredient or whatever, like, and be kind of okay, but yeah, I guess like mixed into a burrito or something, it's like, I guess, fine. Like if a bunch of other stuff is happening. But like if it's in too simple of a palette, like just like on a pizza or something, it's like, ooh. Toast is just bread that's already been cooked once, cooked twice. Then I put butter on it and put it back in, and I cook a third time. If you're not triple toasting your toast, who are you even? I just throw it in there so it like heats the butter up a bit, soaks into the bread. I'm gonna butter my bread. Katie drinks not Red Bull, but sometimes she has energy drinks in the morning. Strawberry doesn't look healthy. The friend that carried a tiny bottle of Tabasco would take a hit from it occasionally, just like the red stuff, that's gross. Or the green stuff, whatever, I'm into it. But okay, and the dishwasher is clean, and the way we deal with that is we have this little Tanuki, and his job is to sit by the dishwasher, and when he is there, then you know the dishes are clean, and not to put dirty dishes in. And then when you take all the dishes out, he's off duty. That's our system. Feel free to emulate it if you have any Tanukis that need jobs. Give me a second while I move us over to the breakfast nook. Ooh, there's something sitting right here by the stream bag that's of interest, actually. Check this calendar out. These are cat nuts, cat stickles. And we've got all sorts of different cat nuts to enjoy throughout the year. And a playing card or something of more cat nuts. Want to see the dishwasher? Just a second. Gonna do it quick because my toast is not gonna be warm if we take too long. It's actually kind of, honestly, for more than 2 people, it would be way too small. But here you go. For the 2 of us, I can usually get everything in here reasonably. But it's pretty small. It does the job though, it works well. And as you can see, it's not very deep, like down. Doesn't go all the way to the floor. So any smaller than this though would suck. And honestly, it probably should be a little bigger. Liz doesn't like dishwashers. Liz is wrong. Dishwashers are nice. I'm happy I don't wash everything by hand. I honestly wash it kind of by hand and then I put it in, but well, let me not say Liz is wrong. What is Liz? Does Liz have a good argument? Is there a good argument to not liking dishwashers? Put this up here, maybe. See, did I miss anything? Sinjulu, thank you for the follow. Thanks for hanging out. I turned on my dishwasher for the first time. You have a dishwasher that's easy to like remove? Has to be hooked up to the sink. I know what you're talking about. They sell some here that are like that, like where you can put them on your counter. That's foolishness. At that point, just wash them by hand. Okay. Yeah, weird water. Had she used dishwashers like in previous lives, like where she lived in other places? No, I don't eat sugar and cinnamon on the toast. I like butter. I like the too much stuff. I'm too tired. I'm tired of stuff. Like, tired of things being complicated. Like flavors getting too like nutty and like all these are like crossover episodes of foods and everything. Like you just have the toast and some butter and like the purity of it is what matters. I think there's something in American culture that is like anti-purity that I didn't even really notice until I lived here for a long time. But like the classic example, I've talked about this before, I'm sorry if this is redundant, but the classic example is sushi. Like look what sushi is in Japan. It's like good rice, very important, a piece of decent fish at the minimum, and maybe like a simple like wasabi or soy sauce or something like that. Like something simple. Like that would be like, whoa, we're getting crazy with it. Unless you're eating stuff that is influenced by American sushi, and I'll get to that. Now look at an American sushi plate. It's like mayonnaise and dragon sauce, and like if the sushi isn't like walking on the plate and moving around and like shooting fireworks and like, you know what I mean? It's gotta be like 12 foot long and as big around as your neck. And like, there's like 97 different types of fish jammed into it and cream cheese and like Tabasco sauce or whatever. There's all this shit all over it. It's excess. There's no purity left inside of it. And the entire point of sushi is like the purity of the experience. And not to say that the stuff that the Americans are making is bad. Because like it tastes good when you eat a Philadelphia roll. That shit is tasty. But it's just like, there's also something to be said about the simplicity and purity of things. So like I like my Komeda with just butter. You know what I'm saying? Like just butter the toast. And like I got a little crazy with it today with the green sauce on the egg. Usually maybe just a dash of salt or something, or nothing. Nothing is okay too. Mexican fusion sushi. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be tasty, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying there's time in life to just do simple, and it's still good. Like it's okay to enjoy something pure. Everything doesn't have to be insane. Her parents use the dishwasher. Maybe it's like a rebellion against her parents' dishwasher. Is there something there? Do we need to get a family therapist involved? Like Liz, the parents, a dishwasher. A cat nuts calendar. You're right about the coffee. I don't go pure with my coffee. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll try it next time. I'll just get the straight black stuff and see if it makes me explode from like too much. You know what I mean? Too much is like raw dogging diesel fuel. The berries are frozen berries. We buy them in bulk. So buying fresh fruit at the volume I want to eat it at would be cost prohibitive. So we buy fresh berries. Looks like it's strawberries, cranberries, blueberries. And then I put soy milk, a little bit of soy milk on it. And if I'm feeling real saucy, I'll add some honey. Jesus. I have a Jesus calendar. I just banned Jesus. Tamago time. Awesome coffee done well. I'm gonna pour it over. Is it? Yeah. Am I gonna get that experience at Komeda? Oh, we need it. That's a good idea. You know, there's probably a market for that. I saw this video a couple days ago. Dude, Anthony, were you, hold on, this is more important. Were you in, I don't remember what time you took off last night. Did you see I went to a little cafe and some lady said she's wearing a mask because of foreigners. But, and then I had a coffee and the coffee had cheese in it. It was like melted cheese in it. It was good, it was really good. Maybe that's not pure. Yeah, my coffee game is probably not pure. I could probably get more appreciative there. But yeah, the coffee was all right. Cream cheese coffee, it was good. This lady came in like hacking up a lung. She's like, I'm really sick. And then she was like, I'm wearing a mask because of foreigners. Maybe she's wearing a mask to keep the foreigners safe. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. She didn't elaborate. Hey, Danny. Yeah, we have a lot of chairs. There are a lot of chairs in this room. Well, the thing is like, okay, there's 4 chairs for the table I'm sitting at, but we pushed a table against the wall so we have like the view out the window of the trees and stuff. And there's only 2 of us, so we can sit facing the same direction. But if friends come over, we pull it away from the wall, and then we can put 4 chairs around it. And then there's 2 chairs at the counter by the kitchen, because sometimes you want to sit there while somebody's cooking or you want to talk or whatever. And then there's there's a couch where you would sit and watch the television. That's also behind me. Yeah, man, maybe I should have just kept the stream going last night. If you don't drink coffee black, go somewhere that specializes. All right, one of these days when I'm streaming in the city, we'll go raw dog some beans. The problem is that the honey is in here and now I want to lick the bowl out, but I got people looking at me. How many people? 18? That's okay. Over 30, I start to be like, I don't know if I'm going to lick this bowl. You guys watch I talk about him all the time, Subway Takes guy. If I was on Subway Takes, I'd be like, licking the bowl should be like seen as a compliment to the chef. He should be like not only publicly like acceptable, but it should be considered a compliment. It says 30 people. Shit, are you serious? Oh, it just updated. Uh-oh. I said over 30 though, right? Okay. Nobody watched the VOD. I mean, there's honey in this bowl. I'm not gonna let the honey go to like the bees. You know how much, like the tiny little bit of honey in here is like the life's work of like 30 bees or something, you know? I'm not just gonna flow that down the drain. This banana's a little bit out of season. That sounds like it's gonna get a, that's gonna be a problem. God, it's almost noon. Okay, I'm gonna try something new. Let me see if I can get this going. So if I long press on this thing and then I go to this thing, like this, start broadcast. Okay, and then I'm gonna try something, and you guys gotta let me know if this works. This might break a whole bunch of things, I don't know. I've never done that live before. Okay, do you see a second screen right now? Like, am I windowed and then the small screen? Did it work? Why did we get a WTF? Is that a bad, is there a problem? Trying to think of leaving this here maybe? Smart. And then I think I can zoom digitally, can I? Oh, I can. Okay, so what's happening is you guys are on the iPad. I've thrown the iPad on. So I was going to look at photos that I took yesterday to see if any of them are not dog shit. Oh, you probably saw the app like collapsing into itself. And then like when I move it around, does it look smooth or does it look all jaggy? Like, does it look bad? Not that big of a deal. Like, as long as you can see the static images, that's really all that matters. So for anybody that wasn't here yesterday, I went to the Otsuka area in Tokyo where they have like a path of roses that go up along the tram line that's there, and just kind of aimed for that for a photography stream. This was just a test shot just to make sure everything was working. I always start with one of those. I don't know if previous goes previous or next goes next. Okay, you go previous to go to newer. This is playing with the tilt shift lens, so you can kind of see that the focal point is kind of weird looking, where over by the train, it's in focus mostly, but over to the left it's not. So it doesn't work like a normal focal plane works because of the way that the lens functions. So I want to get better with that lens, so that's why I had it with me yesterday. Kind of cool. Like it makes it just fucks with your brain a little bit looking at that. Yeah, it makes it look small. I need a better way to hold. I need another, like a phone stand. The way that this works sucks. And I think at this point I'd changed lenses. This doesn't look like the tilt shift lens anymore. What lens would have this been? Oh, I had the 28 mil Fujinon probably, I think. No, I don't know. What other lens did I have with me at that time? Unfortunately, because I use these vintage lenses, you can't like hit the info panel and get any of the lens information because the lenses aren't that smart. But anyway, just taking pictures of like stuff. I don't really like the composition of this because the front of the train, if it was back just a tiny bit, then it would look a lot better. But it just, like, it's getting cut off by that rose. Kind of just, there's nothing there. It's not that interesting looking. This one's a little bit better. I like that blue and the red and the green. The colors are all kind of nice. It's nice that the roses had a little bit of water on them as well. So that gives it just a little bit of personality. Can you manually set the mounted lens information? I don't know. I change the lenses so much, then I'd have to like fuddle around with it. I actually don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe I should look into that and then just have like a way to do that quickly. Yeah, that could be good. But then it's still not going to give me like aperture readings and stuff. So it's of somewhat limited benefit. Usually I can tell by looking at the lens what I'm working with. Oh, maybe this is the 90 millimeter. This might be the 90 mil. Yeah. I changed to, no, because then we would have the info information. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can look at the VOD and tell because I can see the lens in the picture. This is moved over to, and you can tell this is a dramatically more sharp, like just generally speaking. This is the, hold on, somebody's in the driveway. It's just a trash guy. So this is the 90 millimeter Sony, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so now we're getting like shutter speed readings and stuff. So, or I'm aperture readings. Aperture is f4, focal length is 90 mil. Just like playing with like, I like putting all the different flowers in the foreground, blur them out, and then have the picture of the rose. And I kind of like the grid. I kind of lined up the grid. It could have been a little better in the top right. You can kind of see some of the grid coming down. I wish that wasn't like that. Or if it was all the way across. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's not terrible. But I'm probably not going to keep that photo to give you an idea of like what I actually keep. Flower in the beanie, yeah, yeah, those little like, there's a red rose in that, right? This is maybe It's not interesting because the color of the rose is just kind of like, doesn't pop in this particular situation, especially against a white terrain. Yeah, there's nothing interesting here. I didn't mean to share this photo. This was a mistake when I bumped the button. But this is just I'm using a macro lens, as macro capability, so you can really zoom in on the, look at, this is a very, very, very small droplet of water. It's a little bit dark. You can fix this in post. It's kind of artistic. Not like happy with it, but it's kind of cool. I like this a lot better. This is what the photo I meant to share, instead of sharing the other one. This looks so much better. Like the water is sharper. And I really like the green color that you're getting and the layering from the petals. And the bottom petal has got some green kind of like flowing into it. So you've got like a lot of different colors happening there, but in like a nice way. I think that green complements the pink really well. I kind of like this compositionally as well. You can tell what it is, but it's still somewhat abstract. I'll keep that picture. I'll save that one. I just like the way that the orange and the pink inside of this one flower is just kind of what I took a picture of it for. I don't think it's a great picture. I didn't do a good job, but the flower is doing a good job. There's a lot of photos that I take that I feel like that. Like, it's like, yeah, the subject is nice, but like I didn't do anything to make it any better than it already was. Does that make sense? I don't feel like it's not something, I took that, I didn't make that. Does that make sense? Like, I kind of feel like with the previous picture, I feel like I made that. Like, that I feel like I set that up, I found the right colors, I like what I did with like the way that I cut it, like in the frame. I feel like I made something there. This just feels like I took something. And I have the skill to take something and make it look like better than somebody without that skill set. Like, I know I can use the equipment in a way that is like it's not like I'm better at this than like my mom or my grandma or whatever, right? I don't think I'm amazing at this, but I know how to do it. I know how to take that. But I don't feel any connection to that at all. Like, I don't feel like I did anything that I'm proud of. Does that make sense? Yeah, this is a little blurry. I kind of missed the focus on the flower. It's like super, super sharp, kind of like right there. These are low resolution JPEGs, by the way. This is not the high res RAWs. So it's probably sharper in the RAW. But, yeah. I said it when I took it. It's not a good picture at all. The purple, yeah, it's almost like there's something there that maybe if it had been turned vertically and the sharpness had been a little bit better with the photo, and I don't know. What was the shutter speed? Is 1/640th, so it was a focus. It wasn't a shutter problem. It was a focus problem. Anyway, it's got nothing. It's not a little bug. Wanted to take his portrait. I like taking their portraits. It would be really cool if he'd been like walking along the top of the petals or something like that. But it's just a portrait of a little bug. I do kind of like the justification of the image though, how it's like the half of it is just kind of blurred out in gray mostly, and then the bottom half is the flowers. When you're taking pictures of bugs, you don't have a lot of time to create a good composition because they move around so much, and you just kind of get what you can. It's another picture where I don't like it as much as the other one. It's a little tighter zoomed. It's kind of compositionally sound. I kind of like how it kind of falls off the bottom like that and the top is opened. Yeah, it's okay. This is all right. This is a mess. I needed to close the aperture down a lot more so that we could get both of those in focus, and I just didn't notice it while I was shooting. I think I've moved to a wider angle lens here, yeah, this isn't the Sony. I can tell this by looking at it. Yeah, I don't. This is one of the vintage lenses. This is probably the 28, 35, whatever it is, 28 mil. Is it 28? I'm not sure. I think this is a Fujinon. Yeah, the shape of the bokeh looks like the Fujinon. Yeah, this is definitely the Fujinon. This is top down. This is kind of nice. I nailed the focus on the image for that lens. That's sharp. And specifically, the characteristic of this lens that I really like is it makes square aperture blades. So you end up with, you can see it really strongly. The light on the front of the trim is a square. So that's like abnormal. Usually good quote unquote lenses will try to make that as round as possible. But because I was using a lens that has square aperture blades inside of it, because it's a cheap, crappy lens, you end up with square backgrounds. So it's cool because you get points of light that are square, but also if you look at the rest of the image here, you can see how pixelated it kind of looks. Like all these points of light in the background are square, and it makes like a grid pattern on the background. So it makes it cool. Like you can see, like look down here, like look at how gridded that is. Hey, Weather Ones, what's going on? So you end up with like a pretty cool background separation where the image in the front is nice and sharp and crisp, but then everything in the back is like jaggedy and pixelated looking. It's just, it almost looks like something you would do digitally in post-production, but you're doing that optically with the lens. I find that like really interesting. I really like that. This is good. I like this photo. I really like that the square light on the tram just like pulls my eye to it for better or for worse. Another picture just with another tram came by, so I took the same picture. This one's not as good. You can still see that cool effect in the background with the background blur, but I kind of missed the focus a bit on the flower. So it's not as compositionally sound, and the sharpness isn't as good. This one's better. You can see in the first photo though, you can see the other tram coming. Oh no, I must have taken them in opposite order. Yeah. Yeah, they do have taken in opposite order. Another one where I didn't create anything, I just took something. The line of the fence is okay because it's like kind of parallel with the line of the tracks and stuff. But again, I didn't do anything for that. This is how it was. Sharpness seems fine. Yeah, it's whatever. I won't keep that. It's a picture of a cool looking flower. I'll give the flower credit. This is where I was playing with doing a long exposure. So I had a monopod with me yesterday, which is something I don't usually have. Hello. So I usually know monopods, so doing long exposures of things is not that easy. But I don't have a filter adapter for the lens that I happen to have with me that I wanted to take this picture with. So I was actually holding a filter in front of the lens, which is kind of hard because you might scratch your filter. On the spot, I ordered a lens filter adapter though, so that'll get sorted. And the filter basically acts as sunglasses to dim down the image so that you can have a slower shutter to get motion blur. Oh, thank you for the follow. Ichinen Honyasu. Anyway, so the tram is going by, and I'm kind of trying to figure out the timing for the shutter speed. In this photo, I actually think this is kind of cool looking, but in the right-hand side, you can see the filter, the reflection of the filter, where my hand is holding it. You can see it on the whole right side, so it ruined the image. But that timing is good for getting the tram to come by. That could be justified a little bit. I like the colors here though. But it's like, it's not, I don't have it straight. The problem that I'm having here is that I don't know what to do with the camera because I'm sitting, this is actually on a hill. It's hard to tell, but I'm on a downward slope. So I probably had the camera sitting a little bit too much justified to like magnetic north. You know what I'm saying? Looks like retro photo shoot. Yeah, nah. And it's not sharp either. If you go in here, like that, nothing's in focus. That's not a good picture. This one's a better example of it, and the colors are nice, but you can still see a bit of the fringing on the sides from where I held the lens, but it's not as extreme there, so it doesn't bother me as much. This one's not bad. Again, that sloping that I'm on is kind of just, you can tell I'm having a little bit of trouble with that. But if you look at the lines like at the top, along the top of the building, they're straight. So I've justified the image with the building, but it's making the train kind of go down a little bit. It's not bad, it's just like, there's something about this I really want it to be symmetrical, and it's not perfectly symmetrical. You can still see a little bit of vignetting on the edges, but it looks fine, makes it look retro. I like the colors in that one too. Back to another little bug. Kind of missed the focus on him, but he's cool looking. And we have some of the gridding in the background, which is kind of cool. What was I'm not sure, let's see. That was shot at the shutter at 33, 0.33. I don't know what that means. That's not how that's not what it shows in my, that's not how it shows, like 1/10, 1/5 or whatever. I don't know why this is reporting it that way. I don't think it usually does that. Yeah, like this one says 1/125th. So I'm not sure, I don't know what that means. It was probably pretty slow though. The tram was going by really slow. But yeah, here we've got more like gridded background stuff that I just love that in all the photos that I use that lens with. Never really got a great picture of him. The goal is to get him like just taking off, but it's like really hard. It's really, is that 1/3? Is that what that means? But yeah, there's some decent background pixelation like that. Those little squares in the background looks nice. Is this a different lens, or it looks like maybe I just opened the aperture? Did I change lenses here? I don't think I did. Yeah, it's still that Fujinon. So if you're curious about the lens, if you go here and then scroll down, it's the Fujinon it's the Fujinon 38 f2.8. Yeah, it's that lens. It just opened the aperture up. So when you open the aperture up, the aperture blades aren't making a square anymore, so you get rounded bokeh balls and stuff, and it makes sense. It's probably wide open at 2.8. I didn't really have anything to say about the picture itself. I just like this one that says Sugoyo. Kind of missed the focus a little bit. Had potential. I didn't even mean to take this photo. I was just like setting it up, and I saw the Sugoyo coming, and I was like, oh, just took what I got. Might be able to fix it in post a little bit, but it's not worth my trouble probably. Another picture, same flower. Kind of like the one petal just sticking off to the side, but nothing here like blowing my mind. Again, the aperture looks like it's pretty wide open, so I probably have the shutter pretty fast. 1/640th. Here we've closed the aperture back down a bit, and that's why we have square points of light in the back again. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's just another train picture with the flowers. I don't know, it's just, you take so many pictures of the same thing over and over, and it just stops being interesting. I'll probably gonna keep a handful of them and throw the rest of them away. This is right after an old man walked out in front of the tram. He was like watching me so much that a tram was coming, ringing the bell and stuff, that he just walked out in front of it. I was like, what are you, dude, get up. What are you doing? I am not that interesting. Do not lose your life over me. I don't really like when people put stickers on things, but I often take photos of them. They're just something to take a picture of. I wish people wouldn't do that though. I was trying to line this up for a little while. I never quite nailed it, but just like an extreme bokeh blur with something going on in the frame, in that reflection. This is the mirror, the back of a mirror on a little like retro scooter, I think it was. It was difficult to get the angles to work right. And I just never got that. It's a patience game too. It's like, how long am I going to stand here and wait for like just the exact right moment to come when I nail the focus and all that stuff. Sometimes I don't have the patience. I probably should, because there's potential to make something cool with that, but I'll get something like that eventually and be happy with it. Just a little practice. Oh, this is just, I was just talking, this isn't a photo, this is just me sharing when I was talking and having lunch, the freaking passwords in Japan on Wi-Fi things. Okay, you guys can change that, you know. It doesn't need to be like a crypto key. You know what I'm saying? You could change that to like, you know, smoothies are delicious or something. It's like, this was my lunch. Actually, as far as a photo goes at a lunch table, actually it's not bad. It was Burmese food, some Burmese pork. Yeah, the lighting is usually terrible in restaurants. It would be breaking the flow chart, you're right. This little dish of mystery stuff. I don't know what this green stuff was, but it was crazy tasting. Yeah, usually when we film in restaurants and we film in, or take photos in restaurants, like if we film like YouTube videos in restaurants, the light always is so terrible. It's always so terrible because you just have this bad downward facing light and like it just like puts long shadows on us and stuff. I hate it. Maybe that's part of the reason I don't like filming food videos that much. Like the real thing is to go in there and like bring a lighting rig and stuff, but I'm not going to bother everybody with that. That's just obnoxious. But yeah, the lighting on that, oddly good for just like a quick snap. That's that 38 mil. Just another picture. I was asking anybody if anybody here could read Burmese, because like this is talking about coffee, but I can't read it. I know that part of it says coffee on it, but I don't know what the rest of it says. And I wanted some of their tea. It was tea, not coffee. And I wanted some of it, but I was like, what is this? Are there numbers on here? Like I know they actually use different numbers as well in Burmese sometimes, but anyway, Google Translate couldn't figure it out either. This was the tea I ended up getting. Again, the lighting in there is really nice. Did done a good job. Playing with that 38 mil again with the square bokeh. You can really see it happening here. Lots of like little squares in the background, and then these points of light are also square. I like lights like this for some reason. I take pictures of them even when they're not on. There's just something aesthetically pleasing about them. Probably should have made the images a little bit justified wrong. It's compositionally weak, but whatever. I just like playing with those lights, taking pictures of them. I don't know what I was trying to do here. It'd be nice if the trash wasn't there though, wouldn't it? I just like I like these old style signs, these like parking signs. Actually, you don't usually see something that says like this either. Like it's just not usually what they write, but there's something about that sounds like kind of nice. Usually it's a little more authoritative. Anyway. When I look back and looked at this, I was like, oh, this is not that bad for just like a little like random. Hold on just a second. I think this is about to become annoying. The music is kicking me in the nuts. All right, we'll do that. Yeah, just like these to your eye, these looked like they were on, but they were flickering because of the electrical grid. So I took a bunch of them in a row to get them looking in a way that I enjoyed the sequence of, but you couldn't get them all on at the same time, just the way that they were flickering. I don't know. It's not like an important photo, but it just kind of came out better than I thought it did. When I took it, I was like, back to taking pictures of trams. What lens are we on? At this point, I may have changed lenses. It's 1/500. It's really crisp and it's closed down quite a bit. This is like basically no bokeh. Because there's no bokeh, I have trouble picking out which lens it is. But again, I could look at the VOD and find out. I don't remember why I took this. Just for the hell of it, I guess. Just randomly put the camera up and took this, had a slow shutter speed, and just kind of got a cool ghostly blur of this guy going by. I was just playing with like making a frame of the area, but it didn't come out good. There's nothing here. It's trash. I like this little, I don't know what this is, this little thing that some child made. But I just like taking a picture of that because it was a cool little find. Ooh, I missed the focus on the front bottle. Damn. Well, I don't know. The focus is on the, I wish the label had been turned a little bit better on the middle bottle, because since that was the focus. I was aiming for the focus on the front bottle, but I missed it. And we've got some kind of swirly stuff back there. Like it's a little bit swirly in the background. I like how the flowers are in focus a bit though. Like we've got background separation there. I keep getting drawn to taking pictures of beverage containers on the street. I don't know why, but they always catch my eye. And those specifically look cool. Could have been a little bit better. I wish I'd turned that middle bottle. Just saw some Tanukis of a vibe that I have not seen. This style. I don't think I dig it. I think they look evil. I like other styles of Tanukis. This is actually kind of nice. I like what's going on in the background here is too blown out. It was quite dark where I was taking the picture, so I had to boost the exposure up. But I do like the bicycle itself. I like bicycles the way they look just in general, especially these older bicycles. It's a nice color contrast between the turquoise and the this rusty red color. Kind of looks nice. I like the composition essentially, but this back area, because it's so overexposed, kind of is distracting a little bit. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I do kind of like this area. Like maybe I crop that into a square. Maybe it would be a little nicer. But I like the bike, it's cool. Just a random shot that I don't know why, I might have shared this by accident. Oh, you know what I'm doing? I'm taking and trying to make a little bit of motion blur with the train. I think that's what I was practicing. Still trying to get better at that. Yeah, so the train is not quite sharp. This one is closer to sharp. So just trying to make it so that give the train some motion in the image, so the train would be sharp and the background would be blurry. It's a bit tricky. You have to track it and at the same speed it's moving and have the shutter just right. This is a better example of that. Yeah, he's fairly sharp. It's not tack sharp, but considering the amount of motion blur that I have there, it's okay. Oh, I meant to go back there when it was dark. Ah, shit, I should have done that because I was over there at nighttime. I like all the layering. It's fairly sharp, but it's compositionally trash. This is what I had for fika. This is the cheese coffee that I was talking about a little while ago. And this is a chiffon. I can't remember if that's how you say it in English. Chiffon cake. It seems weird for English. Lemon cake. It was good. The lady that said that she's wearing a mask because of foreigners isn't there. I never got a good picture of this cat, but I wanted to memorialize that I saw a cat. So I shared the picture of the blurry cat. But when I put the camera up, it freaked out. It was not into having its photo taken. All right, we're back on the tilt shift lens. And I missed the tilted focus on there. but you still have a bit of that like miniature look going on. You can see the focal plane. I wish you could see my fingers on the screen. That'd be cool. You can see the focal plane is along the tracks, but I didn't quite nail where the train is. It's really hard. Like, it's really hard to nail the focal plane on those lenses. Like, as you rotate it, it kind of rotates the focal plane like this as you move the lens, but it slides it vertically and horizontally kind of at the same time. So it's a clusterfuck to turn the thing and have it watch how it reacts. It'll take practice. Like, I'll get better with it with time, but it's harder to use than maybe it seems. But I spent some time playing with that, I think. This is also tilt shifted, I think, but a little less extreme. But it looks like the focal plane is kind of running across the frame like this. Again, I missed it. You can see the focal plane though, like from the bottom, like down in this area, running, oh no, that's a terrible, terrible news. Is it this one? Yeah. Yeah, so the top of you can see the bottom of the picture is in focus, but it is not in focus at all. So I missed it again. It's tricky. Yeah, this would have probably been about when you came in. This one worked. I don't think it's perfectly in focus, but that definitely gives the miniature vibe, that gives the miniature effect. You could probably make it more extreme in post by blurring this out a little bit, and so then it would only be the train that would be in focus, maybe? I don't know. It's weird how it kind of screws with your head, the way that works. It's a really strong blur over here. Yeah, that one's cool. I stood there for a while waiting for that train too, so I'm glad that it actually came out reasonable. Same thing, still using the tilt shift. Yeah, that one kind of came out okay. Probably should have closed the aperture down a bit more to widen the focal plane. It's a bit sharp there, but yeah, I mean, it looks unique, that's for sure. Yeah, another one that came out okay. I was getting good at it at this point. This monkey. Monkey's kind of creeping me out, to be honest with you. This is in Sugamo. This is Sugamon. Collecting your mail. All right, I'm doing another playing again with moving the camera with the subject to try to just get a motion blur in the background. Again, I'm using these are manual focus lenses. So to nail that it's pretty hard. I'm not like tracking the image when I'm taking the picture. So it's just like you're hoping that it's going to move within your focal plane. This is kind of cool. Somebody mentioned they didn't like the background when I took this. I kind of agree. The background could be better, but as far as technique goes, it's almost good. Which is pretty tight in the middle of the frame. I think there's a second one as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's about as sharp as I'm ever gonna get something like that. But punched out, it's kind of cool looking. I wonder if I could do better if I was using an autofocus lens. Yeah, man, gotta get those red panties. Ooh, should have closed the aperture down a bit more so I could have got more focus on this old cigarette machine. I like the vibe, just the way it looks is cool. But again, this is me taking something as opposed to me making something. That's a mess. I missed that. Sometimes I wonder if I shared that by accident. I just don't remember. I wish the bird was more in focus. Cause I kind of actually like how chaotic this is. All those squares in the background and stuff. If I got the bird in focus a little bit better. What was the shutter on this? 1/400, so it was a focus problem. It would be cooler. But you just got, with animals, you just like hope for the best. Like, you're just like, I hope this works. Like, I don't know, especially with, again, manual focus lenses. If I had an autofocus lens, then I would have just locked onto the bird and waited for him to jump, and then it would have been in focus. But you never know what direction he's gonna go. I wish this had more of that motion blur. This dude's fucking vibe in his scooter is slamming. Look at that scooter, dude. Look at this man's scooty. Him and the machine are one system. You know what I'm saying? Is he drinking something or is his hand up? I don't know. But yeah, that dude's scooter is fucking on fire. Look at that thing. It looks like he built it himself. Yeah, I can't tell what's going on. I'll have to pull the RAW and see if we can zoom in a little better and get a little more resolution. It looks like he's holding a glass, doesn't it? Or maybe he's just pulling his hand up. I don't know. As a photo goes, it's not great, but that man is a fucking piece of art. It's amazing. Doing some long exposure, like slightly long exposure shots of some cones. That cone, that red cone with the blue cone, that's perverted. Took a quick shot of some girl walking by with a balloon. I like Pikachu. Pikachu is good. This song's good. This is bad. I don't know what I think I might have taken this by accident and shared it by accident. I was just trying to set up a frame and I just never came up with anything. I don't know. I didn't find myself inspired to take pictures of this Matsuri. I missed the focus on that lantern as well, so that's not good. Poor Cookie Monster. That was a little better. Fairly sharp. But again, there's nothing interesting here. So I left the temple and this is me in Golden Guy taking a picture. I was using my phone to illuminate the flowers because they were just in a shadow. It kind of looks like fake lighting a little bit, but it's not that bad, but it's not great. There's nothing going on here. There's a bunch of blurry shit in the background and some flowers. I don't know. This guy like kind of freaked out when he noticed that somebody was taking a picture, but he also was going out and taking pictures. I think he was worried that he was in my shot, but I wanted him in my shot. You know what I mean? I wanted somebody walking past. But I like the colors there. It's kind of cool. All that green. I like that it says Mexico and Mexico. I've taken her picture a couple times. I like that little painting. It's a cool vibe. But you have a really narrow area to work with. Like I'm against a wall, so you need a really wide angle lens. So I've got the camera like pushed against the wall, and it's just hard to take pictures of it. I need to go back there with like a 20mm lens or something and really get a good photo of her. That's as good as I can do. This is still kind of cool. It's kind of strange how bright. I guess I had the shutter really slow here. Yeah, 1/10 of a second. Yeah. So like it looks like daylight up there, but it's dark outside. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I feel like with the right lens, you might be able to frame it in a way that would be pretty cool. You might just be able to chop the top off of this image too, and I have something. Every time I see this, I'm just like, I wonder why. She kind of liked this photo. Like, why are they doing her nasty? I don't know much about her. Was she a problematic lady? She seemed troubled. This is a cool example of a motion blurred photo where even the bike is blurred and it's all crazy looking, like it's all bent, all the light is bent. And almost the person's face is in focus just enough to redeem it as a photo, but it looks like everything around them is melting. It's kind of cool that I took that and it's not like processed in post or anything. But the motion around the top of the helmet and stuff looked weird. Like the way they were moving was kind of towards me a little bit, so that's, I think, what's creating the distortion of the bike. Sort of cool looking. Probably keep that one just as like a, not because I think it's a good photo, but because it's just interesting looking. Maybe that's what makes a good photo. I don't know. What do I know? Back in Old Scott, and I was waiting for a tram to come along to take a picture of the tram with this building in the background, but probably should have backed up a lot and used a longer focal length. This was the 28 mil, I think. Anyway, that's obviously not a tram. I was just waiting and I saw a taxi come that was not just the normal black taxis. So just took a picture of it and it's okay. You were there in Olska? Yeah, Olska's cool. I was over there yesterday doing all these photos. Ooh, that's really mucky. ISO must be really high. Yeah, 12,800. So that's like the top level of the ISO. You get, you know, that watercolory look when you get a digital photo gets boosted too much. That's what's going on. Yeah, we lived in Olska, so I spent a lot of time there. Yeah, that's kind of a mess. It's a shame. Yeah, if I backed up, the other thing is it's covering the whole point. The building is the point. So to back up a bunch, have a longer focal length, and then like almost maybe if you could shoot that with like borderline telephoto lens or something. I don't think you could get away with it with like 50 mil. This is probably 28. But if you could do it right, you could get that building glowing behind the tram. You could frame something cool there. If I lived over there, I'd be like, I'm gonna go over there and like work this shit out. And then this was the last photo of the day. I got a raid and I wanted to show how the photo share thing works. So I was just like, here's my food. Like, this is what it looks like when I do this photo share thing. I'm actually surprised how interesting this photo is. It looks warped, but it's because what I'm sitting on is actually bent, but it makes it look swirly and weird, and the focal point is interesting. Something about the textures of this photo are just bizarrely interesting looking for being just like a quick, like, here's just a picture of something picture. All right. Okay, this is cool. This worked. That was all the photos from yesterday. So I'll go through and just like delete a bunch of them later. But I'm probably gonna take off. I'm glad that the technology worked, like sharing the iPad screen. That's cool. Oh, I can turn off Moblin as well. Yeah, that's cool. I have ideas to use the iPad for other stuff as well in the future. So the fact that I can just share the screen like that is dope. Anyway, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna be productive. I got a lot of work to do. And hell, it's almost lunchtime. Katie just messaged me and said, they have seahorses. She said they have seahorses on the train TV. And then she wrote, gross. She hates seahorses. My wife is strange. All right, what are we doing? Are we gonna do a bike ride? Tada-san is doing a bike ride. Sensei looks like he's out. Coon Monster is out. Dodging Bears and he's got a BRB screen up. Noriel is one of my favorite streamers, actually. All right, let's raid him. Dodging bears and biking up a mountain. It looks like he might have sketchy data, but it looks like it's blipping in and out. This guy's streams are just... He does it for the love of the game. Oh, he's going offline again. I'm not gonna raid him when he's having technical problems. All right. let's just raid Nomadic. You guys can say what's up to him. I'm not sure where he is at, but he's doing IRL right now, so he's out and about. Hit him with my small crowd today. Thanks, Anthony. I'm gonna put those cat nut calendars up. Enjoy those until I can't. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll do like photo review streams in the future or not. I don't know if it's worth it or not. I'll see what anybody thinks. If anybody cares about my thought process afterwards, you know what I mean? Oh, that's the wrong button. But anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. I don't have anything else to say. I said all the things. Tea is good. I got plenty to say about tea. If you're one of our Patreon supporters, you'll have a video today. It should have rendered yesterday and uploaded. So I'll go get that slid together, and then it'll be coming to the world probably next weekend. Bye, guys.